Hello, ladies and pretty gentlemen. All right, so churches are like are like a training ground for how to not flip tables. Right. So Jesus, Lord, imitation, invitation, imitation, all the things. Um, Table flipping. Why did he flip the tables? Well, two things. So no one really knows exactly like how to, like it's anybody's guess. My guess is that he really didn't like marketplaces. That's my first assumption. Is because he walks in and he says, "What is the like?" He turned it into a marketplace. My assumption is that he really didn't like marketplaces. Well, anyways, that part of the story is a bit confusing and nuanced, but I think if you really got down to the core of it, the core aspect of that is is the status quo. So there's the status quo, the way in which the church is, the isness of the religious structure at the time, and then the core part of that establishment. Jesus goes in and flips all the tables and says, "You're turning my father's house into a marketplace." And flips into starts flipping everything and he premeditatedly stop it, braids a whip, or yeah, himself sits there, premeditated, makes it himself. Um, Anyways, so it's just like, it's all so intelligent. It's all so. I have a cramp in my neck. Have I welcomed you to my TV show yet? Have I welcomed you to my reality television show? Have I said, "Welcome to the reality television show"? Should I pick my nose now? Um, so, I mean, it's like we have this invitation to act like Jesus, and then it's just like, are we facilitating the type of people who are capable of flipping tables? Is a church question. Like, are you really though, or are you doing everything possible to not facilitate that? I mean, and it's this whole mess to where it's just like, uh, like your obedience is to Jesus. Your imitation is your invitation to imitation and to take on personification is through Jesus. That is your core essential. Um, and then lo and behold, so all right. Well, why does he do it? Well, for one, um, it does get him crucified. All right. So one thing leads to another. It's kind of like, um, are you trying to get crucified? Because that's what people who get crucified do. Is that. So like, is that what you're trying to do? Because that's what that does. WWJD. The point is this: it's about Jesus, and so it's just like, if you're gonna go into the established structure of church, although it's in Jesus' name and everything like that, it's still the status quo. It's still the pattern, and that has to be recognized. Otherwise, you're just gonna be like, them Jews, them Jews. No, I don't think that's the point. I don't think getting mad at the Jews is the point of that. narrative structure, and that's the foundation upon what. I don't think that's what that is. It's a story about church and state, about the general status of a status quo, and the ability to take on the Father in heaven. And I mean, it's just okay. So it's just like, if and when you do the church thing, and that's what you do, because that, you know, it's all strategy here. So if and when you do that, it's just like, well, the proper theological application. It's like, you can, like, do that. Oh, okay. Listen. But you might, but if you need to, and it's the right thing to do, and you think that it's called for, you gotta be able to flip their tables. So, like, you know, so as these agents inside of this new structure and this new whatever, it's like walking around with full knowledge. Which you might do it if you need to. If you needed to, you'd start flipping those. You would flip them tables and hit people with, or hit. We don't know that you hit people, but swing a whip around. Your first act of obedience is to being that type of person. Is to being the type of person to do that. You know, it's like if you're gonna do the church thing. You know, all right, fine, yes, great. But if you needed to, if it came down to it, you'd flip them tables. It's not about the tables. It's not about the church. It's not about, you know, gotta be able to flip some, just waiting. You know, it's just like, you'll participate and play the game and everything, but like, gosh, it's all this social, like, fitting in and everything, and it's just like, what are you, like, you do know your guy's the table flipping guy, don't forget that. It's like, yeah, let me help out with the church stuff, you'll teach Sunday school, but if it came down to it and you thought it would be helpful, you'd flip the tables. If you thought, if that became, and so many people are like confused as to what that means, and it's just like, well, it's the church place, it's the core church place, and then Jesus, the Son of God, Son of Man, Son of God, both, they didn't need them, you know. Who needs tables? Like, who, like, you know, look, I'm not an idiot. I understand the sacrificial whatever, but and that's complicated. But hear what I'm saying. All right, got to be able to flip them tables. And if you're not, what are you doing? Like, it's just like go participate and join in the fellowship. But if you're not even willing, able, or capable, if it's necessary to be flipping tables, like, it's just like, you're missing the point. Like, it's just like, everybody there that's going, it's like they'll play along, but if it's necessary, and I swear, like, no, I don't swear, actually, but, you know, Like, how about taking that a little bit serious? How about, like, instead of getting along and being so buddy with the established whatever, because your things with Jesus and God, like yay fellowship, like all that's great, the bride of Christ, whatever, but I mean, like, WWJD. So anyways, thank you for joining me today. Gosh, I think I'm gonna end up talking about this a lot. There's this man named Sheriff, and I am but a shadow of that man. His name's Sheriff, and he just got 9 years in Egypt for doing basically what I do. 9 years in prison for making videos and speaking his mind against the Muslim religion. And so I just would like to say, and I'm sure, like, I don't care what that man calls himself, he's a Christian. To me he is. And I sigh, I don't know what to do. I found his video and I'm just like, oh, this is a real person. Oh my gosh, this is, that man's, someone do something, But anyways, that's a table flipping man. That's a Christian. Stop trying to like fit in and get along with everyone. It's ridiculous. Not even able to flip tables. This man's not even able to flip tables if he needed to. Okay, alright. That's it. No, it's not. This is for you, dear viewer.